Good evening and welcome to the day's last edition of News and Reports. I am Alan Mapinda. Stories making headlines. Vice President Dr. Michael Usi calls on Malawians to support the needed during this festive season. The Malawi Institute of Procurement and Supply expresses confidence of reduced corruption cases in the public procurement system. And authorities at Mangochi District Hospital commends various stakeholders for their continued support with the health facility. We have this plus more. Stay tuned in. Now to our first story. The Vice President, Dr. Michael Usi, has called on Malawians to support the needed during this festive season. Dr. Usi made the remarks when he donated assorted items, including flour, to people, including the elderly, around Nkhonya in the area of Senior Chief Mabuka in Mulanje. Details in this report.
It was an early New Year gift for communities around Nkhonya in Mulanje, where Vice President Dr. Michael Usi returned to his home base with charity. This is just a replica of what he has been doing to people in some parts of the country. The Vice President was on the ground carrying packs of maize and donates to the people, including the elderly. He also donated 2 bags of fertilizer and seeds each to some of the elderly persons. Addressing the people, Dr. Usi said he was happy to support the needy during this festive season and urged Malawians to embrace each other regardless of their political, religious and tribal affiliations.
This is my home. I grew up here, so I came to meet my people and meet their son. And this time of hunger, so I had to distribute this food so that at least I can alleviate some kind of suffering. So I came here to be with my people. I grew up here, they know me, so I don't want them to be tempted to start saying, oh, this group comes from this party, we don't want you to come here. We are all one. So that's the message I'm preaching. Malawi is one. We should live as one people, love one another. That's the message that I'm preaching. And
the Vice President also asked Malawians to look forward to 2024 with hope and love.
I wish Malawians well. I wish the people of Mulanje well, this village well, and let's get united. Let's look at Malawi as the only home that God gave us. When we have differences, let us settle the differences by talking to one another. Let us look at life as a gift from God, and let's avoid discussing, insinuating every time politics. This will not take us anywhere. The people that came here, they come from different political backgrounds, but they all ride around me, their son. And this is unity, and this is what we need to be preaching. This is the Malawi we want. We want to go any further than this. If we keep on talking to each other as an enemy, an opponent from another political party, another tribe, this is no good at all.
One of the beneficiaries of fertilizer and maize seeds, Gogo Esther Waisoni of Ngorowera village, commended Dr. Usi for the gesture.
I'm very happy to receive the 2 bags of fertilizer and seed from him. He is from this village. I am happy, very happy. I had no hope. Thank you very much.
And on his way to Blantyre, the Vice President stopped at Chisitu Trading Center, Chinakanaka Market, Bangwe Weaving, and Adintandiz in Bangwe, where he interacted with vendors and bought some things such as vegetables and dry cassava, just to mention a few. Blessings Kanache, MBC News, Blantyre.
UTM has announced that it has expelled from the party its former president, Dr. Michael Usi, who is also the country's vice president. However, Dr. Usi is yet to comment on the matter. A statement signed by UTM spokesperson Felix Njawala says the expulsion comes after Dr. Usi was accused of provoking division within the party and supporting rival political party. Dr. Usi told his supporters this week that he knew that the new executive of the party had evil plans against him and that calling for a disciplinary hearing was just a scapegoat to fulfill their wishes. Meanwhile, political analyst Humphrey Mvura says he is not surprised by the move taken by UTM leadership, as they have shown that they were not comfortable with Dr. Michael Usi leading UTM after the death of Dr. Saulos Chilima. Mvula explains.
Usi going away, I think, from long time, even when Chilima was alive, most people in UTM did not want to believe in Usi as a person who is the vice president. To them, he was somebody, a friend of Chilima, not really somebody who they looked at as a vice president and who should be able to wear the shoes of Chilima in the event that something happened. Indeed, something happened. They didn't like Usi, and they said all forms of things. They didn't even appreciate that he was a government minister who therefore had pledged his allegiance to the government of the day, and he was going to balance his interest, and most of the interest should have been leaning or should be leaning towards the government. He has not sworn an oath of office with the party. So that was a problem. And they didn't like him, and they wanted him to quit with the rest of them. They forgot that the alliance which they signed in was a 5-year contract with my people of Malawi, and therefore Usi had to remain in government, and all those that remained in government had to, and they had to respect that alliance. Now, they wanted to kick him out. They didn't even want him to stand for the position of president. And even if he would have gone to the convention, they would not have voted for him. That was outright. Now, this to them is an opportunity. Or this was an opportunity for them to kick him out. It is easy to kick out Usi, but probably they're creating more problems because Usi is one of the founders. So you had one of the last founders who was still within or still serving them is out. Kariat is out. Kambara is out. Masangu is out. So now Usi is out. And the others are all basically out. Makutas and so forth. These were part of the founding stones. Ngaland is out as well. So now they don't have a founder. It is going to be very difficult for UTM to go out and mobilize people because the grassroots structures, they don't have anybody to connect with. They don't have Kariatis. You may have given him a dead position of an advisor, but he would not go out to campaign as an advisor. He wouldn't. He would advise Kabambe in the office. The Masang would do the same, and others. They are now toothless. They cannot go out, and people will not respect them for whatever they would want. They have created a problem for the party because Kabambe has recently moved from DBP. Because the DBP person went into UTM. Within 1 month of being in UTM, he has actually taken the position of president. It doesn't happen like that in politics. You need to be with the party to have been moved from lower ranks going up into a party and you assume the big position. But with who's not there and not there, it creates a problem. So I think it's a decision which is going to be difficult. I don't think Who's will take it lying down. He will go to court. And eventually he might form his own organization. If he remains dismissed, he will form his own organization. And this organization will take away a sizable chunk of individuals that believe in Usi as a person.
You're listening to the DIE's last edition of News and Reports with me, Alan Mapinda. To this now, the Malawi Institute of Procurement and Supply, MIPS, is confident of reduced corruption cases in the public procurement system owing to the amended Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets Act. Among several changes made to the Act is a provision that requires entities to seek clearance from the Anti-Corruption Bureau (ACB) for single-source procurements. The amended Act was passed in the just-ended mid-year budget review session of Parliament. Speaking to MBC, Chief Executive Officer for the Institute, Feston Kaupa, said the clause contributes towards addressing corruption, which mars the public procurement system.
Most of the corruption that we talk about in this country is procurement related. But even the fact that the reviews will be done by the ACB, it will be a deterrent to any would-be offender of procurement corruption. As such, improving on accountability by not only members of the Institute, but everyone else that is involved in the whole procurement and supply chain management. Because when the ACB is involved in the reviews, the red flags can be picked up at that stage before the contracts are awarded. And the corruption risks can also be detected at an early stage, hence be able to prevent procurement corruption, to be specific. In which case, in summary, I would say that the reviews by the ACB are a very important aspect of detecting procurement corruption risks, but also identification of red flags in the whole procurement processes, and also be looked at as a measure that would prevent procurement corruption from occurring.
Chief Executive Officer for the Malawi Institute of Procurement and Supply, Feston Kaupa. Members of the Kaliranga Fan Club, a popular radio program airing on MBC Radio 1, have described the show as a powerful source of comfort and relief from the insults often directed at the elderly. They shared these sentiments during an end-of-year celebration in Mangochi, where they danced to nostalgic songs that brought back memories of their youth. Dave Umar reports.
MBC ndine Solo Rashid ndipona tulikiranso ndi program mbambande ndi program yakalera.
A vibrant group of elderly individuals from across the nation showcased their impressive dance moves on the Golden Sands of Mangochi. The participants, calling themselves Gogo Boys and Gogo Girls, make monthly contributions and regularly meet for lively dance sessions. According to them, Kaliranga program has become an invaluable stress reliever, offering a positive counterpoint to the harsh insults often aimed at the elderly, with some even unjustly labeled as witches. I'm sure you are aware of all the insults that we go through, but when we network and come together like this, it's a stress reliever. We share experiences of what everyone is going through wherever they live, but in the end, it's about us coming together, reminding us the good old days. My plea to MBC is Kaliranga program should continue.
We are reminded of our good days in those days, but also we lost a few people in the process. We also remember them. So this program is actually the program of the nation. It's a program of all of us. It's just unfortunate that we have not marketed this program. Otherwise, each and everybody who is above 60 or so would always love this program.
Emmanuel Twala, acting director of programs at NBC, emphasized the organization's commitment to recognizing and celebrating the contributions of the elderly individuals who are often overlooked and forgotten by their communities. He explained that this initiative reflects MBC's broader mission to uplift and empower marginalized groups, ensuring their voices are heard and their experiences valued.
We feel this is an audience that has been forgotten in most of the cases, in most of the radio stations, and through Kaliranga program, we want to give back the airwaves to the people that have kept MBC for a long time, and we feel this Kaliranga program is doing justice to the people, more especially our elderly, that they have to remind themselves of all times.
After all the food was finished and all the drinks were empty, it was announced that another dance session will take place in July next year Welcoming 2025. Dave Umar, MBC News, Mangochi.
International visitors attending the ECG Jesus National Church's Goshen Cross overnight have commended the country's hospitality. Some of the visitors who spoke to MBC said they are having a wonderful experience in the country. Olive Piri and Madalitso Mohango have compiled this report.
The Goshen Night of Crossing Over to 2025 has brought together thousands of international visitors from across the globe. The visitors flocked to Botanic Gardens in Lilongwe, where the leader of the church, Prophet Shepherd Bushiri, held a service. In an interview with MBC, Bushiri said over 25,000 people from around the world registered to attend the crossover night.
We have a message, very important message, the message of hope. So many people's lives are in despair, despondent, and so many things are happening in the people's personal lives. And this night, it's basically a night of hope. In 2022, it was a night of salvation, where we emphasized on salvation, soul winning, and etc. And last year it was worthy transfer.
Meanwhile, Evangelist Fritz Pretorius from South Africa has commended the receptiveness of the Malawian people and the hospitality they have received.
Always a pleasure to come here from the airport, the hotels, transportation, everything is just so good. People are just so receptive to us, so loving and so kind. The hospitality is just on another level.
Joanne Stabings from Germany, who has visited the country several times, says Malawi is indeed the warm heart of Africa.
I feel at home in Malawi. I love the people of Malawi. No wonder Malawi is called the warm heart of Africa. That's how I feel about Malawi. But above all, the presence of God, that the prophet of God, Prophet Shepherd Bushiri carries, is amazing. That's why we keep on coming. We were here last year. We're here again. I will come again.
The ECG Jesus Nation Church has been conducting crossover night of prayers for the past 3 years, attracting international visitors from across the world.
Authorities at Mangochi District Hospital have held different stakeholders, including religious groups, for their continued support in form of donations towards patients and guardians as people in the country continue to celebrate the festive season. The remarks follow a donation of food and non-food items to the hospital by Mangochi Anglican Gospel trumpeters from St. Andrew's Anglican Church of Mangochi Parish. Owen Mavula with a report.
The power of giving and the positive change it can bring to people, particularly those suffering from various illnesses. Mangochi Anglican Gospel trumpeters, a choir from St. Andrew's Anglican Church, Mangochi Parish, took time to cheer patients at Mangochi District Hospital. During the visit, the youth donated assorted food and non-food items to guardians who are taking care of children admitted to the pediatric ward as part of celebrating with them in this festive season. According to parish priest for the church, Reverend Canon Francis Chipala, resources were mobilized by the youth themselves through a choir festival.
Considering that this is the Christmas season, whereby Jesus Christ was born to us, so we thought it wise to come and cheer our friends, especially in the ward of the children ward, where parents are taking care of their children who are sick. So we thought that we should come to cheer them, since they had no opportunity of going out and celebrate with other friends during this Christmas season.
In his remarks, nurse in charge for male ward at the Mangochi District Hospital, Mphatso Gawaza, commended the Anglican Church for the gesture, describing the donation as timely. He described the support as significant, saying it will make a difference to the patients during their stay at the hospital.
Generally, we are excited when the church come to the hospital to visit our patients, because as we say, the patients like so many things, starting with they are always deprived of spiritual life, and sometimes even they like resources. So when the church decide to come and visit our patients here, we're always excited, because we know they always encourage our patients they encourage them spiritually to be strong with the whatever they are facing in the hospital, and above all, they are always supported financially.
Apart from donating to the children ward, the youth also donated some foodstuffs to the male ward at the hospital and offered a message of hope to all patients during the festive season. Owen Mavula, MBC, Mangochi.
That item brings us to the end of this edition of News and Reports. But before we go, the headlines once again. Vice President Dr. Michael Usi has called on Malawians to support the needy during this festive season. The Malawi Institute of Procurement and Supply has expressed confidence of reduced corruption cases in the public procurement system. And authorities at Mangochi District Hospital have commended various stakeholders for their continued support to the health facility. For more on these and other items, log on to mbc.mw or our Facebook page, MBC Digital. My name is Alan Mapinda, wishing you a lovely night.